Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today's journey begins with one of the most shocking truths in the entire world of coin collecting. A truth so unbelievable that even professional numismatists pause for a moment before accepting it. Because yes, in the most extreme, once-in-a-lifetime, museum-quality conditions, an ordinary-looking Australian 1-cent coin, the same small bronze coin millions of people carried without thinking twice, has stunned elite collectors by touching valuations that soar into the millions of dollars. Not because every Australian 1-cent coin is worth that amount, and not because the coin contains gold, silver, or any precious metal, but because an ultra-rare combination of perfect preservation, flawless mint strikes, and dramatic error varieties has created extremely rare situations where wealthy collectors have paid prices that sound more like film budgets than coin auction results. This coin, often ignored, often forgotten, and often left to corrode in drawers and old boxes, carries a story far deeper than its tiny size suggests. And today, we're going to explore that story. The design, the history, the rare errors, the survival challenges, and the unbelievable conditions under which this humble little 1-cent coin transforms into $1 million collectible. So sit back and get ready, because what you're about to discover is one of the most fascinating transformations in modern numismatic history. The Australian 1-cent coin made its debut in 1966 during the country's transition to decimal currency. From that moment onward, it became one of the most widely used coins across the nation. Children received them as pocket money, adults used them daily, shopkeepers handed them out as change, and millions of these coins flowed through hands, pockets, purses, cash registers, and storage tins. It was a simple coin, small, bronze, light, and easy to overlook. Yet, as time passed, something unexpected began to happen. The very fact that the coin was so heavily used made high-grade survivors extremely rare. A coin that circulates constantly almost never remains flawless, which is why collectors today are shocked when they encounter examples in pristine, untouched condition. This leads us to the core question: how can a 1-cent coin, a coin worth almost nothing in face value, ever reach millions of dollars? The answer lies in three critical factors. First, a museum-quality mint state must exist. We're talking about an ultra-high-grade coin, something like MS-68, MS-69, or theoretically MS-70, by grading authorities such as PCGS or NGC. For a small bronze coin, achieving such a grade is almost impossible because bronze reacts quickly with the environment, gathering spots, toning, and micro-scratches even while sitting in storage. The second factor is an extraordinary mint error. Some coins are accidentally struck off-center, double-struck, over-stamped, struck on the wrong metal planche, clipped at the edges, or pressed from damaged dies. When such dramatic errors appear on a coin that also happens to be in exceptional mint state condition, the result is explosive value. Collectors who specialize in errors are often willing to pay enormous premiums for unique, dramatic examples. And when two high-net-worth collectors are chasing the same piece, bidding wars can reach incredible heights. The third factor is competitive demand among elite collectors. Some of the world's wealthiest collectors prize small denomination coins because they were never meant to survive in perfect condition. Owning the single best-preserved example of a coin, known as a finest known, can make a collector's reputation. This dynamic is what has allowed certain Australian 1-cent coins, under extraordinary circumstances, to reach million-dollar valuations at high-end auctions. Now let's talk about the coin's design, because part of what makes it iconic is the artwork created by some of the most respected designers in Commonwealth coin history. The obverse features Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by artists such as Arnold Machin and Raphael Maklouf, depending on the year. These portraits show remarkable detail. The texture of the hair, the facial structure, the crown design, all finely engraved despite the coin's small size. On the reverse side, you'll find a beautifully rendered image of the Feathertail glider, one of Australia's smallest and most adorable native marsupials. This tiny creature, with its large eyes, delicate whiskers, and unique feather-shaped tail, instantly became a collector favorite. The artwork by Stuart Devlin captures the glider's movement and personality perfectly, making the reverse a miniature masterpiece of wildlife design. But while the design is beautiful, the survival story is what shapes the coin's rarity today. The Australian government withdrew the 1-cent coin from circulation decades ago, and millions of them were melted down. Others stayed in circulation long enough to become scratched, worn, and discolored. Bronze is a metal that reacts easily to moisture, air, and human oils, meaning that even coins kept at home in jars or drawers often developed spots, stains, and corrosion. As a result, circulated coins are extremely common, but uncirculated and high-grade coins are rare, and mint errors from the early years are rarer still. So what determines whether your Australian 1-cent coin has value? The first factor is the year of minting. Some years had unusually low mintage numbers. Some years are famous for certain error types, and some years are known for having very few high-grade survivors. The second factor is the coin's condition. A heavily circulated coin has basic collector interest, but a clean, shiny, sharp, almost untouched coin can rise dramatically in value. Look at the details. Are the whiskers on the glider sharp? Is the queen's portrait clear? Are the lettering and edges crisp? The sharper the details, the higher the grade, and the higher the potential value. The third factor is the presence of errors. A double strike, off-center strike, wrong planche strike, clipped planche, die crack, die cud, missing elements, rotated die. Any of these can turn a common coin into a rare collectible. Error collectors love dramatic varieties. And finally, the fourth factor is professional grading. High-value coins must be authenticated and graded by specialists like PCGS or NGC. This is what gives the coin a verified market identity and allows collectors to bid confidently. Around the world, collectors have witnessed unbelievable price jumps on everyday coins that appear in miracle-level condition. This isn't unique to Australia. It has happened with US cents, British pennies, Canadian cents, and more. When a coin becomes the single best example known, or when it features an error never seen before, its auction price can leap to extraordinary heights. And that's exactly why the Australian 1-cent coin has gained such attention. It has the perfect combination of history, beauty, scarcity, and the potential for incredibly rare, high-grade survivors. As global coin collecting expanded in recent years, the competition among elite collectors became intense. Business leaders, museum curators, high-net-worth investors, and long-time numismatists all began searching for small coins with big historical significance. The Australian 1-cent fits this desire perfectly. It is discontinued, iconic, representative of a major era in Australian monetary history, and nearly impossible to find in flawless condition today. If you own this coin or find one in your home, there are several ways to check its potential value. First, inspect the coin for damage. Scratches, dents, corrosion, discoloration, or heavy wear significantly reduce value. Second, check the sharpness of the strike. The clearer the details, the better the grade. Third, examine whether the coin is perfectly centered. A misaligned design could be a valuable error. Fourth, look closely for unusual shapes, cracks, missing details, or distortions. These could indicate a mint error worth investigating. And finally, assess the overall appearance. Does the coin look almost new? Does it have original luster? If so, it may be worth submitting for professional grading. To remain completely non-misleading and educational, it's important to state clearly that not every Australian 1-cent coin is worth millions. Most circulated examples are worth modest amounts. Only the rarest, most perfect, and most extraordinary examples reach extreme valuations in high-end auctions. Value depends entirely on condition, year, and rare mint errors. but the possibility exists, and that is what makes this hobby thrilling. The million-dollar cases happen only when everything aligns perfectly. In the end, the story of the Australian 1-cent coin is a story of transformation. A small bronze coin that once lived quietly in pockets and purses has now become a symbol of hidden treasure in the numismatic world. A coin millions ignored has shocked collectors with unimaginable auction results. A simple piece of metal, never meant to be prestigious, has become a prized artifact when preserved against all odds. And that is the magic of coin collecting. You never know what miracle might be sitting quietly in your home. You never know which coin might turn out to be the rarest survivor of its kind. And you never know when a humble, ordinary-looking 1-cent coin could be the one that changes everything. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment the year of your Australian 1-cent coin below. Share this video with your friends and keep exploring your collection.